Welcome to my basement. In this episode we will have a look at a package from a company called Heber over the fjord in the UK. It's of course the MiSTer Multisystem². Or is it? On the customs papers they clearly state that this is a PlayStation 3. So I'm actually not 100% sure what they have sent me. Let's dive in. So I finally got the package from Heber, and when I got the invoice for the toll on this package, I started to wonder what they're actually sending me, and as you can see here, it's actually declared as a PlayStation 3. So I ordered the power supply that goes with the unit, and here it is. When they released the first version of this product, and in the videos that followed where they were talking to the guy at Heber, I got the sense that they were trying to make a version 2 that included all the parts you needed, so I did not buy a version 1 and was hoping they would eventually release this one. So yeah, let's open it up. And if you've been following the Cave or Heber for some time, you probably know what this is. It's the MiSTer Multisystem version 2, and it's basically a MiSTer stack on one PCB, including the FPGA chip and everything you need. I opted for the digital version. That is the version that only has HDMI out. They also have a analog version with all the older video out options like VGA and composite, I believe, but I always struggle to try to map all my old consoles to HDMI via different adapters, so I thought I would just go for the HDMI solution right away. It's really nice print quality, actually. I think he uses Prusa printers in his print farm, and yeah, looking good. And here you have the different MiSTer buttons in the MiSTer colors, and this is where you insert a full-size SD card with the MiSTer software, the cores and the games, I guess. Designed and made in the UK. Nice. Not sure if this is number 4 or what it is. It was probably assembled or tested 7th of August in 2025, or it might be completely around and the 8th of July in 2025. Not sure how they would write the month and the day in UK actually. One of the cool things is that the case parts or the 3D models are actually made available online, so you can customize this if you want. And in the upper portion of this case, I think you can fit an NFC reader under this, and then you can make your own game cartridges that the system reads and executes. So yeah, I found my cards eventually, and yeah, they are designed to fit, which is cool. Nice. I also prepared somewhat and actually bought the NFC reader, or USB reader as it's called here, and you can apparently insert this one under the lid and hook it up to the internal USB, and then you can configure each card to launch a different game. I've been playing around with that previously as well for the Raspberry Pi, and I have a video about that. And in that video I created custom cartridges and use these NFC stickers. And yeah, just print the cartridge, put the NFC sticker on, and each sticker has from the factory a unique ID, which I then use to launch a specific game on my Raspberry Pi. I'll link that video in the video description as well. I'm completely new to the MiSTer project. I have never tried to set one up, so the task for today is to figure out what I need to put on my SD card and try to boot this thing up and see if we can get some games playing. There's a nice Multisystem² sticker on the front as well. Or is it a sticker? So yeah, I have set up the unit with a keyboard as recommended, a SNES controller. I had a 8-bit 2 controller in my drawer, and yeah, I have also prepared the SD card. The only complaint so far is that they could have included some sort of, I don't know, business card telling me where to find the manual. Well, it wasn't hard to find it online, but for instance, when I bought my Coco SDC, which is a SD card solution for Dragon and Tandy color computers, there was a nice business card included, which basically tells you where to find more information. Yeah, something like that would have been nice with the unit, so I didn't have to look for the manual. But when that is said, I have followed the steps in the manual, and that was pretty easy, I have to say. So let's see if the SD card I prepared with the MiSTer Fusion, or yeah, the MiSTer Fusion binaries actually work. So it basically tells me to just pop in the SD card, hook up keyboard, controller, and HDMI out. So yeah, let's try to power it on. And yeah, I saw the screen blinking, and as I understand it, this will take some time, and we are online. Then we have to wait for MiSTer Fusion to initialize. Please stand by. Yeah, and now we see that the lights are starting to blink on the unit. So they do not blink on power up, but yeah. The unit has rebooted, and as you can see, I have installed no cores or no games. And since I did not have a USB Wi-Fi dongle, I'm not able to just connect to the internet and do that either. So I will have to go back to my main computer and copy cores and some games over. But yeah, the unit works at least, which is really nice. So I've been over to my computer and installed the NES core and my good game Skate or Die. So let's see if we can actually boot it up. And also my navigation skills in this Setup is not the best. I'm not used to this at all. Yeah, so I won't bore you with my bad gaming skills, but what I would like to try next is to install the NFC card reader and see if we can launch this game using a fake game card like this. So it actually looks like there's metal inserts that the screws goes into, which is really nice. This is the unit itself, the digital version, which lacks some of the headers, but you can solder them on if you want that. MiSTer Multisystem² by Heber, building on the MiSTer FPGA project. Looking at this top cover, I can see immediately that I bought the wrong NFC card reader, because mine is huge. But maybe I should try to hook it up to see if I can make it work regardless, and set up the MiSTer system to read these cards at least. Usually when I buy stuff from China, it ends up being a lot smaller than I anticipated, but this time they really excelled. So some time has passed since I recorded anything on this project, and the reason for that is that I've been looking for a Wi-Fi dongle that actually works, and yeah, I had to try this one. It did not work. Tried this one, it did not work, and then I tried this one, and this one is the one that's attached here. So yeah, it actually works, which is nice. That's of course not a problem that's associated with the multisystem itself. It's the MiSTer software that supports some USB Wi-Fi dongles, and some it doesn't. So if you press F12, you can do some scripts, and this is where I installed or set up the Wi-Fi correctly. Once the Wi-Fi is there, you can do an update which will install stuff. So let's try that. That's apparently it. It took quite some time actually. But yeah, now I have a lot of stuff that I don't know what is. I saw that it downloaded a lot of documentation files, not sure where they are. Yeah, only thing that I had from before was the NES folder, I guess. Anyways, the next step after I got the Wi-Fi working and I have updated the MiSTer setup is to try to get this NFC reader going. So I've been playing around with this off camera, and yeah, once you update the system you get more scripts available. So if you go to F12 and into the scripts menu, you can see that you have the Wi-Fi and update as we had before, but now we also have the Zaparoo. This is the software that runs in the background and let you launch games with the NFC card reader. So to set it up, you just execute it. I have already done that. So when I execute Zaparoo now, I can see that the status is that it's running, and you can also see the internet address it's locally running on. This address you need for the app to be able to communicate with the MiSTer. But yeah, it doesn't really work when I try to launch one of the games that I have written to this NFC card, Skate or Die in this case. You can see that it reacts, and if I try one more time you can see that it reads the ID of the card, I think, but it does not launch the game. So yeah, even though I go to the main dashboard and try to beep, nothing happens. So yeah, I don't think this one really works with the MiSTer, but it actually works from the phone app. So I guess the card is flashed correctly with the right information. When I started to read about these NFC readers and the support they have for the MiSTer, they say there are a lot of manufacturers that make these, and not all of them were. So I of course ended up buying another one, and let's see if this one is better. At least it's lighting up. Let's just try the card now right away. The Zaparoo software should be running in the background, so maybe it just works. Let's see if we can find the 3D model for this and fix it. Yeah, the 3D models were available on printable. So this is the original one, and this is what I ended up with. I moved this part a bit further in and added this stop lock to prevent the NFC reader to be pulled out. Probably not necessary, but yeah. So let's see if this make it work. Yeah, that was a really tight fit, and the reader now sits perfectly, although in the wrong direction. Let's see if we can fix that. Nice, like that. And as you probably know, the multi-system also has an internal USB port for the NFC reader. So I hooked up my system, and I also played about with the Zaparoo designer, which lets you design nice stickers for your NFC cards, and I also used the Zaparoo app to program these from my phone. It was a bit messy actually, because not sure if it was these cards or not, but I had to use the NFC Tools app to first format the cards, and then I had to write text to it. The first write fails, the second write works, and then I'm able to program the cards with the Zaparoo app. So actually not sure if that's because of the cards that I have, or if that's just the way it is. But yeah, let's try to load Skate or Die using the built-in NFC reader this time. And the project also have an app, the Zaparoo app, which is where you basically write your game cards, but you can also use it to launch the games, which is really helpful when you're sitting away from your console and want to swap games. You don't need to go to the console itself and put in a card. You can just have the cards available, and yeah, you press the SAP button, then it's waiting for to scanning, and then you just scan the game you want to launch, and it launches. The app has one free version and one paid version. In the free version you can only launch 3 games a day, I think, but in the paid version there's no restrictions. And yeah, I recommend you purchase the app to also support the Zaparoo project, of course. You can also support the project by buying the NFC card reader directly from them, and then you know you actually got a reader that work, which might be good because like we saw earlier in this video, not all readers actually work. So yeah, either that or do better research than I did, I guess. And of course the MiSTer project supports a lot of game systems, not only the Nintendo Entertainment System. So my idea with this console going forward is actually to digitize my game collection and make it a lot easier to be able to test out my games on one console. I've been thinking about buying a MiSTer stack for quite some time, but I'm really happy I waited for the MiSTer Multisystem to come out. And I can't wait to play with it some more during the upcoming holiday season. So what do I think about the Zaparoo project? Well, I really like to have something physical to launch the games, and this lets me do just that. The only downside this far is that, as you saw, it isn't 100% reliable. It does not always launch the games, and there is no visual feedback on what's going on. It would be nice to boot the system into a dedicated Zaparoo dashboard that actually states that it's up and running, and also shows when it has read a card and when it has failed to read a card. That would also have made the debugging of the first NFC reader a bit easier, as I spent quite some time trying to dump the logs and look at them without figuring out anything. I also tried the NFC stickers, and although I can get them to work with my phone and the Zaparoo app, they do not work with the setup itself. Thus, for my arcade build, which is currently on pause due to space issues, I probably still will end up using the Raspberry Pi setup I've already shown on this channel. The MiSTer Multisystem itself will get a dedicated space in my gaming room, and as I said, I can't wait to spend some quality time with it. That's it for this episode. As always, thanks for watching, and I do hope to see you again next time.